Hi everybody, this is Crystal. So today I'm going to do a yarn review on Lion Brand Mandala Tweed. Now I really wanted to try this really bad. I waited for it and waited for it to come to my Walmart. It never did, so I finally ordered it online at lionbrand.com when they had a 45% off sale, and I was super excited to get it. So first thoughts is it's very pretty yarn. The colors are very beautiful. There are 3 colors available at right now. So we have the dice, which you can see. Look at those, that's beautiful. I just love the colors. And this one is called 7. That pretty. And then they have another one which is called Lucky Penny. Well, I made something with that, and it is, the colors are gorgeous. This is probably my favorite one. Look at the colors in that. I do have a tutorial for this poncho. I'll put a link to it on the screen right now in case you want to check it out, but that, it shows a better picture of the colors. That is beautiful. So let's talk a little bit more about it. Now, as of now, you can only get it on lionbrand.com, or it's available at certain in-store at some Walmarts. It's not online at Walmart. I'm sure that you can buy it from places like Amazon and eBay. Those are people that actually, they buy it, you know, from Lion Brand, and then they resell it, or they buy it from Walmart and they resell. They're resellers. But really right now it's only lionbrand.com and some Walmarts, not online, that I've seen, only in store. Unfortunately, my Walmart doesn't carry it. So let's check it out. So it is a 7-ounce cake, 200 grams, 568 yards, and 520 meters. It's machine washable and dryable, 100% acrylic. It's a medium 4-weight yarn. Knitting needles are a 4.5, and crochet hook is recommended a 5.5. Made in Turkey. Now, one thing I did notice about it right off is, even though the dye lots are the same, they do not match at all. The colors don't even match. You can see that. There's no colors that are really the same in either one of these. You know, they're close, but they don't match at all. I'm not just talking about the centers matching. I'm just talking about really the colors don't match at all. You see that? They're really but, and I at first, I like my things to be consistent. And at first, I really didn't like that. But then, you know, it says back here, I read, it says, balls of yarn from the same dye lot made to fur due to the unique effect within each color. This is the charm of the yarn. So it's meant to be like that. And that's fine now. Now that I realize that it's kind of meant to be like that, I'm not so against it. But I did get these two, and these two are almost identical. Look at that. And that's cool, but these two are just so different. And then my other color, my Lucky Penny, they were extremely different too. But I went ahead, sorry about that, and like I said, I don't normally like to use, I like consistency, but I went ahead and I used 2 cakes of the Lucky Penny on this, and even though they were super different, it turned out to be a really unique project. Just like they said, it's actually pretty cool looking. I kind of like the way, maybe, that they don't match up. I don't know. Maybe I can come around to liking not matching cakes. I don't know. So as I know that since they don't match up like that, since I read that, I know they're supposed to be like that. So that's not so bad. Okay. Softness wise, they're not, it's not a, when I made this poncho, it's a nice light 4-weight acrylic. It's not heavy. And it's average soft. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the way it feels. Now, crocheting with it. I did make that poncho. It crochets fine. There's nothing wrong with the way it crochets. It crochets like you would expect a normal 4-weight yarn to crochet. Every once in a while I would hit a snag on this right here where you can see where it might split, where the two colors go together, but it wasn't bad. It was nothing that, you know, couldn't be controlled. Once you got used to it, you know, it really didn't do it anymore. But one thing I noticed about these is I noticed a little bit of a, I don't know, it could be me, a little bit of a smell. Not a bad smell. It's a smell to me similar to wool. And that's not bad. It just doesn't really smell like, especially, I don't know, if it's the dyes I use, it just really doesn't smell like acrylic to me. And I only noticed that when I started crocheting with it, that it kind of had a little bit of a smell. But it's, like I said, it's nothing bad. It just kind of smells like wool. And then another thing that I noticed when I crocheted with it is that it feels funny going through your fingers. So it has the feel, not, if I had to say what it felt like when you were crocheting with it, it feels like chalk is on your fingers. I can't really explain it, but that's what it feels kind of like chalk on your fingers. So, I mean, I can get past that too. The funny feel isn't nothing like, it doesn't give me the heebie-jeebies. It just kind of feels chalky to me. I don't know. Like the dyes are funny in it or something. Now, one downfall I did have. Now, this was just me, my own personal experience. I have not crocheted with these two colors yet. But when I crocheted with the Lucky Penny color, this one right here, both cakes turned my hands blue. The dye leaked on my hands. Now, I did contact Lion Brand about it, and they are going to look into the matter. Now, I have had, when I mentioned it on Facebook, some people had told me that theirs did not bleed. And then I had some that said that theirs did bleed on their hands also. So, I don't know if it's something they just need to work out, but this is actually the first time I've ever had a yarn bleed on my hands. It bled. It's when I got to this blue, it was really bad. It was like I had blue chalk on my hands. That's what it felt like, and that's what it looked like pool, like, you know, pool chalk. You play pool, a game of pool, you got that chalk, cube of chalk. It looked like I just rubbed that on my hands, and that's kind of what it felt like to me. But it did wash off with a little bit of scrubbings. Now these, I've been rubbing my hands on them for a while, seeing if the dye is going to come off on them. And nothing so far. But that might take me, you know, I might need to crochet with them to see. So, now, price-wise, these run $10.99 on Lion Brand's website. That's way too much for them. See, I did not pay that much. I got them for 45% off. But, if you're lucky enough to find them at your Walmart, they're $5.88 at Walmart. I think that's an outstanding price for the amount of yardage that you get. I would pay that in a heartbeat all day long. I really, really like this yarn a lot. I'm just a little disappointed in the way it kind of feels chalky a bit. I mean, nothing like, it doesn't make your project feel really chalky. It's just when you're using it, it kind of felt chalky. That's just my opinion. And I was a little disappointed in my hands turning blue. I look like a Smurf. But that could be something, since I contacted them, that could be something that, you know, just an accident, you know. Maybe it was just a bad batch. Because, like I said, some people said, you know, it wasn't even happening to them. So, I'm not going to hold that against them. That could have just been a fluke. I really like this yarn a lot. I think the colors are unbeatable. They are so pretty. And even though they don't match up, I know they're not supposed to now. I think it's that my poncho turned out pretty cool with non-matching colors. So, I kind of like that, actually. It's weird how these two do match. I guess some of them match and some of them don't. You just take a guess, I guess. You just don't know what you're going to get. But now I know some of you have tried this. So you let me know in the comments. I want to know, what color did you use if you've used it, and did it bleed on your hands? Do you think that it feels like kind of chalky and maybe has a little bit of a, I don't know, an oily smell or like a woolly smell. Not an off-putting smell, just a different smell. I don't know, I can really smell it on this one that's heavily dyed there in that blue area. It could just be the dye. But like I said, it's not off-putting. It's just something since I'm doing my review, trying to be thorough with it. Let me know what, that's what I want to know. Did it bleed if you've used it? Does it feel funny, like chalky to you? And did you think it had any sort of smell at all? I mean, that's my only problems I have with it, other than the $10.99 price tag. But there's always ways around that. You find it at your local Walmart for $5.88, or you wait for Lion Brand to have a sale. They have sales all the time, and they have them 35, 40, 45% off sometimes. You know, they're all the time they have sales. So it's not going to be hard to get this at a cheaper price. Definitely don't pay that $10.99. But so the fact that it bled, I think it could have just been a fluke. I'm not going to hold that against it. The way it feels is a little, I mean, when you're crocheting with it, it's a little weird. I can get past it. The smell thing, it's not nothing bothersome. That's just something I could be imagining. That's why I asked you guys if you thought that. I really like it. I really, really like it. I was super excited to get it. And then when it started bleeding on my hands, I was kind of disappointed. But then other people were telling me that theirs didn't bleed. And then when I contacted Lion Brand, you know, they said it's this quality control issue. I think they're going to get it under control. And I'm super excited. And you know what? Even if these bled in my hands, I would still probably use them because they're so stinking gorgeous. I love them. I absolutely love the Mandala Tweed. I do. I love them a lot. So, you know, if you tried it, let me know in them questions that I asked you what you think about it. Did you like it? You know, all the other questions about it. If you haven't tried it, remember, these are my own personal opinions, and my reviews are not affiliated with Lion Brand, and I don't get paid if you buy their yarn. They didn't send me this yarn. I bought this all myself. So, and they're just opinions. They're just my own opinions. So, and you know, they can be different than yours. So never take my word for it. Always, if you have the means, just buy one cake of it and give it a try. Because even though I absolutely love it, you could hate it. And that would be just okay. You know, that's fine. Because that's how, you know, people are different. So that's why I always recommend never to take my word for it. Just try out one cake and see if you like it. I absolutely love it. And like I said, even if the other cakes bled on me, I would still buy it again. I don't know why. It's just it's the colors that got me. They're so pretty. I love them. And like I said, that's my review. If you guys are interested in looking or making this poncho, I'll put a link to that here at the end of the screen so you can take a better look at it if you want and see the beautiful colors. These cakes didn't match at all either. They were like totally different. But man, they made a really pretty poncho. Look how different these cakes are. There was nothing. The cakes were so different. But yeah, they turned out so cool. I don't know why. I like it like that. Now, I don't usually like things that don't match, but I love this Mandala Tweed. I'm pretty excited about it. So that's my review. Thanks everybody for watching. Bye-bye.